I first downloaded Genshin Impact a couple days after returning home from a family trip. The game had just launched, the community quickly grew, and I had been hoping for an open-world anime-styled game for just such a long time. Being an avid anime and cartoon watcher, I have always wanted a truly inspirational game based off popular titles like Avatar and Sword Art Online. However, I had been forced to fill in the gaps with the games like the Storm series for anime-inspired combat, recent Assassin's Creed games for open-world exploration, and Destiny for a sense of progression with my own custom character, until I heard about Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact is an open-world RPG gacha game that features a beautiful world and art style, a sense of customization with different team compositions, and promoting a sense of immersion with their, and still to this day, amazing musical and audio profile. With the ability to swap to different characters, boasting a wide variety of elemental powers, and those are called visions in the game, and weapons, each character felt new and exciting. By the way, if you do not know what a gacha game is, I'll just make it as simple as possible. Gacha games have like a vending machine mechanic where you can spend in-game currency or spend your real money on the said currency in a luck-based pool of rewards. In terms of Genshin Impact, this includes weapons and characters. To keep my initial reaction simple, since this isn't about my initial reactions of the game, I instantly fell in love with it. I mean, obviously, I'm making content for it. However, my initial intentions were not even to play the game, but to wait for a perspective MMORPG being published by Bandai Namco named Blue Protocol. I was more interested in this game as it would promote a bigger sense of unique character customization and multiplayer aspects, while Genshin Impact allowed a very limited co-op experience of around only 3 other people. Regardless, this video is not about my past with Genshin Impact, as I said. Rather, it's about whether the game is, quote, bad after a year's worth of time has passed. The story of Genshin Impact is one that I firmly believe is insanely impressive and overlooked. This is going to be a short section since I don't want to spoil anything, but as long as you immerse yourself in the already 3 regions that can be fully explored, Genshin's world building and plot development only gets more exciting, at least to me. Paired with the outstanding music composition, and you have a playable movie. Gameplay in Genshin Impact is super smooth. As mentioned before, Genshin Impact features a party system where you can put up to 4 characters in a team and constantly swap to them while on the field. Each character has a vision and a weapon, which makes a good amount of variety with the characters. Want to have a team full of healers but build them as damage dealers? Go ahead. Want to have a team with all different elements and create a literal rainbow of colors on your screen? I mean, sure, why not? Combat is also very satisfying. Being able to choose where and when you want to change your playstyle allows for a sense of control over how each fight goes. Core mechanics are very simple, and the game also supports elemental reactions between different characters. For example, if you mix hydro and cryo effects on an enemy, then you can freeze them. Right now, I would say that Genshin Impact is still one of the best gacha games that can be universally played on almost all platforms. It has completely changed the standard of what a regular old mobile gacha is capable of becoming, and it's all thanks to MiHoYo. Although this company does get quite frustrating when getting down into the nitty-gritty, they have undoubtedly created an exceptional title while also maintaining and even producing other games such as Honkai Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and Tears of Themis. Basically, in terms of the gacha aspect, I can say that Genshin Impact is not just a money grab. They also have a pity system, which means that after a certain amount of pulls, you are guaranteed to get a 5-star unit. Although the rates are very low, it is not the worst stats I have seen when compared to other gachas. I'd like to think that the community now is good. As long as you stay off Twitter, are capable of using common sense, think for yourself, and have a sum of at least 3 to 4 brain cells, you will be able to enjoy the content creators and average Joes for who they are, just like I do. I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody, but this is a video about me telling you the truth, and that really is the truth. Unfortunately, at least for now, a lot of people complain about very small things that have almost no effect on the game itself. Recently, Genshin Impact had an anniversary event, with players feeling as if the anniversary events were subpar, even though we got an entire 2-hour concert. For being the only reason the game is successful, they decided not only to review bomb Genshin Impact on the App Store, but also review bomb completely irrelevant games like Clash of Clans. What a wonderful community advocating for their game. So wonderful. On the flip side, the community doesn't complain enough about more pressing problems such as functionality issues with some of the units and power creeping with older characters. At the start of the game, you receive 4 starter units: Traveler, who is the main character, Amber, Lisa, and Kaya, and an exclusive banner for summoning a unit named Noelle. Although they are starter units, and in most games starter units don't last very long, these characters become almost obsolete when beginning higher level content and being introduced to much cooler and engaging characters. Regardless, the entire game, including all endgame content, can certainly be done with the quote worst characters in the game, which makes power creep less of an issue for now, I guess. When it comes to updates, Genshin Impact regularly creates updated content every 6 weeks. With each update comes different characters that can be wished for, which is the Gacha system, gameplay events, and more story-driven quests. As someone who is at the end game for Genshin Impact, these updates give me a sense of reason to keep logging into the game and enjoy the open world aspect every day. Unfortunately, some updates are not as exciting as others. For example, in version 2.0, Genshin Impact introduced a new region, Inazuma. Now, in 2.2, they have been continuously expanding the geographical spread of Inazuma while steadily introducing evolving story aspects. However, in the earlier versions of the game, it wasn't as exciting as getting to explore different regions, and it was kind of just, oh, here's an event. But if this says anything about MiHoYo and how they plan on updating Genshin Impact every 6 weeks, it means that they're certainly improving. Regardless, the last week or so of each update sometimes puts endgame players in a content drought. We get stuck in a sense of not knowing what to do while just waiting for the next update. However, this is simply avoidable by taking your time with the game and not rushing to get everything done. It's not a race. Enjoy the exclusive co-op events and game modes while you can, rather than complaining about not having anything to do. It's literally an open world game with something to do at all times. You just have to do it. Ultimately, if you genuinely clicked on this video as someone that knew nothing about the game, I would strongly recommend trying out the game for at least a couple days. Genshin Impact is not a bad game. Yes, it has its quirks, and it is by no means a perfect game, and nowhere close to that. But we have to give credit where credit is due. With an emphasis on a beautiful single-player experience while also introducing a co-op experience with friends or randoms, Genshin Impact is my #1 favorite game and has been for quite some time. That's actually debatable since I will always be a sucker for a lot of old gems, but you get the point. I'm trying to make the video about Genshin Impact, and if you clicked on this video as someone to see if the game has improved since its debut, I can firmly say that it has. The amount of improvements MiHoYo has done to an already amazing game is impressive. I would like to point out that everything I've said in this video is purely opinionated and comes from a very humble perspective. I by no means am a game critic, but I honestly just want people to try this game. Please take everything I said with a grain of salt. I really just wanted to provide an entertaining way to try and get people interested in the game. I enjoy this game and would encourage everyone to give it at least a try. Thanks for watching, and make sure you stay tuned for more future content. I'd also really appreciate it if you can check out my other most recent video, which is actually my first video on this channel. Love you guys, stay safe, ciao.